you want to learn how to make chicken seasoning that does not have any MSG in it and is so healthy, you need to watch this video to the end. Hi faves, let's make it together. The first ingredients we are going to be using is some bell peppers. I'll be using the three colors, that's the green, the red and the yellow. Once that is properly rinsed, I will proceed to rinse my carrot so that I can get rid of any sand that might be lurking in between or beside or underneath that carrot. Okay, the next thing I'm going to rinse is my spring onions. You want to rinse out the root part. That's where like the sand is usually hiding, so you want to ensure that that place is well rinsed. You can remove the stalk like you can see me do to ensure that there are no sands. You need to pay close attention to that part. Yeah, and I'm going to just continue to rinse it like so. Once I'm done with the spring onions, I'll move to the celery. I'll rinse this properly to ensure that this is well cleaned out. Yeah, and I will just once again clean the roots and set aside. The next thing I'm going to be cleaning is my chicken breast. For this recipe, we're going to be using about 600 grams of chicken breast. Now the next thing I'll do is to cut my onions. I will cut my onions into rings like you can see me do here to ensure that it's properly dehydrated. Next thing I'll do is to deseed my bell pepper. That's to remove the seeds from the bell pepper. And I will leave a detailed measurement of all the ingredients I used in the caption or the description box. So please do well to check this, okay? So I will remove the seed like now so that because we don't need the seed in this recipe, we just need the flesh. So yeah, the seeds will be removed. Once the seeds are removed, I'm going to proceed to cutting this into strips to ensure that it dehydrates properly. I'll cut it into tiny strips like you can see me do. I'll repeat the process for all the types of the pepper. Next, I'll remove the stalk of the spring onions because I'm trying to avoid any sand getting into my spice. So I'll remove that stalk and I'll proceed to cut this into tiny strips. I'll move on with the celery and cut it into smaller pieces as well. Now I'll move on to the carrot, and I want to slice this thinly, or you want to slice this thinly, so that it dehydrates properly and faster. Because if it's too thick, it's not going to dehydrate fast. So you want to make sure that your slices are very thin for the carrots. So now we'll be slicing our chicken breast into strips, tiny strips, to, like I said, ensure that this dehydrates faster and easily. I'll repeat the same process for my ginger and my turmeric, and I will not be taking off the skin of the ginger, because even the skin is very nutritional and very beneficent to your health. So I will not be taking off the skin of the ginger. I would be slicing it with its skin. I'll do the same thing for my turmeric. I will not be taking off the skin. I will be slicing it with its skin, and I will be dehydrating it with the skin. I'll add some garlic to this, and I will just cut this into smaller pieces. And yes, this is a turmeric. Turmeric has the way of staining your hands, so I'm trying to avoid this from getting in the way of my fingernails. Yes, so turmeric has a way of just leaving that indelible mark in your hand, and it refuses to go. So I'll just keep slicing this now. Once I'm done with all of that, I'm going to place this into my Butcher Mix air fryer. This air fryer also works as a professional dehydrator, and it has like 5 layers. So I'm just going to keep layering them. I put the one that has the most water, like the wettest, I be wet the most. Hey God, the most wet one under, so it doesn't release water into the others. I also, like, I'll be placing them according to how wet they are. So yes, I put the onions first, and this is a 5-layer professional dehydrator, and I will dehydrate my produce in this for some hours. I think I left it overnight, and it also like ran through the morning as well. A total of, let's say, 15 to 18 hours. So yes, once that is done, my produce is well dehydrated, my carrot looks good, my onions is popping, everything is looking, yes, look at my pepper and my ginger and all of that. They are well dehydrated. The onions is dry and all of that. So I'll just take them out of the dehydrator now, and I will be transferring all of this to a blender where I will be blending this. One thing I love about this seasoning is that it does not have any artificial ingredients, no preservative, no MSG or anything. I'll add some paprika to this. I'll also be adding some parsley to this, dried parsley here, and I will blend all of this in my butchie mix blender. This blender can do a lot of wonders in your kitchen. So if you don't have this butchie mix blender, my faves, you've not started using blender, it will crush it into a very fine powder. And before I finish off on it, I'll add some salt to this and I will continue to blend this. So like I said, it will give you a very fine powder. You can use it for your wet ingredients, your dry ingredients, your smoothies, your hard grinding, your soft grinding, and so on and so forth. Now this is what we have. I can decide to leave it like this because yes, this is already looking good. This is already, if I want to say, giving what it's supposed to give. But I also decided that I would want a more powdery texture as opposed to this. This is already okay. If you can decide to leave it like this is already like good, but I will be sieving this to get a finer texture. So what I did was, when I sieve, I will blend the ones that are remaining in the sieve. That was how I did it. So once I sieve this, I will proceed to then blend the ones that are remaining in the sieve, and that is how I was able to get a better texture for this. So yes, you can decide to leave it like the first one, or you can decide to do it like I did it. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get more correct value like this. If you don't have an air fryer, you can definitely use your oven, but I highly recommend the butchie mix air fryer for this experiment. And the good part about this seasoning is that I actually used it in my food and it was remarkably different. It was remarkably delicious, like more than regular. I used it in jollof, I used it in my stew, and it was so good that you could tell that something is different about this food, unlike using regular seasoning. You can use this to marinate your meat, your turkey, your chicken. You can use it for jollof rice. You can use it for anything you want to do at all that requires seasoning. And this is what we have. We have a more powdery texture. I'll proceed to add this into my upcircled, recycled bottles. They are my bottles that I use for mayonnaise, but I kept them because I don't like to throw bottles away. So yeah, I'll just add this into that now, and that's all. You don't even need to add any. It doesn't cake, it doesn't stick together or gum together or anything. It stays just like this, and you can use this for a very long time. If you found this video helpful, please share to your friends, your family, your enemies, and so that they can come and watch as well. I will see you in my next one. Bye for now, faves. Will you be trying this? Please let me know.